Today, Jack will be using a Keene 160 mini dry washer. He will also be using a Falcon detector along with a Ryobi hammer drill to loosen and bust up some bedrock. This area has produced a lot of gold, from the old-timers to the current prospector. Gold is abundant in this area. It waits for the thirsty and willing gold hunter to find it. First, Jack needs to find an area where the gold could have dropped out of from the past flash floods. He'll also be looking for gravels that have accumulated along the banks or between the bedrock.
Look at this. This is where I found the gold at. Last two pieces of gold I found right here. Guess other people have been watching the videos, huh? So they're up here. So the stacked rocks means somebody's working right here. And they're digging this down. Imagine that. I can tell they're classifying the dirt and they're taking it away. So somebody's done found my spot. They're doing a lot of people working up and down through here. Old timers have done a lot of work too. You can see they've thrown all the rocks out of here. They've done a lot of work in through here too. There's been a lot of gold come out of this wash right here. Lots of gold.
He will then use a metal detector to try and further locate gold deposits. He'll then further test the area with a Falcon detector. Once Jack thinks he has located the perfect spot, he will then set up his dry washer. But first, he must carry down into the wash all the equipment he plans to use. This will require a few trips. Jack now needs to set up the dry washer.
One thing I like to do first, just check your tray, make sure it's locked in. You know, with all the bouncing around and everything that this has done, traveling in that tray can get knocked loose, and then you run it, and then you later find out, well, you're screwed up. My dampers I like to keep about halfway open. Okay, I think that's all set up there. I'll level it once I start to get some dirt.
After making sure it is leveled and ready to go, he can then start to shovel material into the hopper. But first, he must pick and loosen some of the rich gravels from the bank and bedrock.
Now this here is just a Ryobi hammer drill. You can buy the drill bits for it, different sizes, you know, wides and smalls. But this is awesome. It's portable for just busting up this bedrock. Boy up. See if this thing will start on me. Haven't ran this in a while. A lot of quartz around here, you can see. See, somebody's dug that out right there. There's a little outcropping of quartz right there. Somebody's dug it out. There's tailings right there. There's tailings right there. It means there's a little shaft right there, a little prospect. There's a lot of quartz up and down on this hill. Nice looking quartz. It's got a lot of iron in it, iron stain. And there's copper right here. Copper ore, chrysocolla or malachite. I think the azurite is more blue, but that's some copper there. But it just breaks off the hillside and just kind of works its way on down into the wash shaft right there. You see quartz all the way coming down here. Little hook up there on top is to hook that right there on. Then you just got this little lever right here. Pop this lever open. And then reach up in there. Oh. It gets stuck because of the little sand and rocks and things in there. But just pull this right on out. Oh. Like so. Dump it into your bucket. Dirt off the side rails and all of that. And this here slides back up in there. Make sure it goes up underneath up there on top. And then this goes in here too. It's a tight fit, and that's the crappy thing behind this here. Kind of got to wiggle its way up in there. Okay, make sure that carpet is right where it's got to be. Right there. Okay, push that down. Lock it in. Okay. All right. Drop that back down. Lock the front end back down. Oh. Okay. Now I can disconnect all of this. Got my concentrates right there. I'm going to take back to pan out. Just the pan full to pan out. Hopefully there's some gold in there, but we'll find out. The sun's up now, so now it's going to warm up soon. So I'm going to take this back to camp, pan it out. We'll see if we got any gold. Yeah. It is sure nice and peaceful up here. Summer's coming to an end, though. Pretty soon there's going to be people all up and down in these washes again digging. The word is out. There's a lot of gold in this wash here. A lot of gold has come from this area. I mean, a lot of gold. So now I got to get all this stuff back up to the truck. That's the bitch, having to carry equipment up and down in the washes. This dry washer is known as the Keene 160 Mini. Give you a couple pointers about this dry washer. Some people think they lose gold the front end has to be lifted up a little bit higher than the back end, about an inch or so higher. The reason is, see this solution here, it's a pretty steep sluice. So by lifting this up a little bit, it just kind of levels the sluice out a little bit better. And the openings, the dampers, I run them about halfway open. Now, this gets plugged up a lot because of the rocks as it's coming down. So, and there's no way like some of the others you can reach up there with your finger and kind of push out the rocks. You can on this one. So I have a screwdriver that's just, this one is a little bit too big, but we'll go down in there just right. Not too long that you're going to poke down through your tray, but just long enough to open up those holes. So if you do get a jam, you can just reach in there and loosen it up. Plus, you're going to need a screwdriver anyways to put your hoses and stuff on. Now, this dry washer may not be as fast as running like a 140 or 151, but it's all compact. It's not two pieces like the other ones. You've got your hopper and then you got your sluice tray. This is just all one piece. So that's the benefit of just having this one. It's all compact. It's got a smaller sluice on it, but it's all compact, and that's what's nice. I can't believe somebody came up and got right in the exact same spot that I found them pieces of gold at. I should have looked for footprints when I first got here to see who was here. You can see the line of tailings up on top, and then you get down into the hard pack. But yep, they've done a lot of work in this wash. Yeah. Maybe I'd put a game camera up here. That's what I should do. I think I'll put a couple game cameras up here, trail cameras. Just curiosity to see who's working up here. That's a good idea. This is a private mining claim. It is in the club, the Gold Fever Prospecting Club. So members can come up and down here and work. This is just one of the claims that's in the club. And generally, areas that you're working, you either leave a bucket or you stack some rocks up to let others know that you're working in that area. Sometimes what happens though is people will stack rocks up and then it gets the end of the season and then they go home and then the rocks just stay there all year. So you don't know if they're old rocks or new rocks. But if you come up here often, you can get an idea if anybody else is up here, if the area is being worked or not. And eventually, if nobody's working in that area, you got to figure it's probably abandoned. Or if nothing else, you know, just go 3 or 4 feet away from there and start there. And if they never come back, then eventually just take over that particular hole. That's generally the way it works though around here. I'm going to tell you a story about this area. This was one of my secret spots. A few of you guys have heard this story before, but I'm going to share it with you now anyways. Several years ago, oh, I bet you it's been probably at least maybe 10 years, maybe not quite that, maybe 8 years. It's been a long time anyways. We came up in this area. I had a friend with me. I always call him Master J, but we came up in this area and we were further south, I guess, or further, whatever that is, further down the wash. And there was a hole there that somebody else had dug. And we got down in this hole and we pulled some material off the side of the bank. And then later he panned it out and he said that was some of the biggest gold or best gold he's found in a long time. Well, in researching it, we found out that nobody had these claims up here. So we claimed them up. And then one year somebody came in and they showed me a handful of nuggets that they had or they found metal detecting. So I asked them where they got them at. And they didn't want to tell me. They said they wanted to come back out next year. This was the end of the season. And they were getting ready to go home. And they wanted to come back out next year. So they didn't want to tell me. And I said, well, I'm not going to go jump in your hole or nothing like that. I'm just kind of curious as to what part of the claim they were coming from. So they just told me north. At that time, we had just put the claims into the club. So I came up here. And I was down in this area doing a lot of detecting way out in there. A lot of evidence of the old timers. There's just trash and cans all over the place out there. That's the old town site of Winchester's all down there. There's really nothing left now. Foundations, a couple little foundations and little shacks are starting to cave in. There's some big mines up here on the hill, one there, and on the other side of the hill is the big old famous mine. That goes in a long ways. That's the Desert Queen mine. But there's mines all over there. There's big, I don't know if that was a stamp mill or what that was over there, a big wash plant or something they had over there. But there's evidence of mining all over through here. And of course, some people may have worked in the mines and then they'd come out and work on their own, or other people just came up close to the area and started working around. But so people would ask me, I want to go metal detecting, where can I go? So I'd say, well, go north. Go north of the claims up there on the north side. So they'd go up there and then I'd ask them, you guys find anything? They'd say, no. But every time somebody'd ask me, where can I go detect that? I'd say, oh, go north, go up there north. We had one time had this little mini outing out here. There's, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 of us out here. We was all detecting further down in there. And a lady found a couple little nuggets right down over here, some small ones. So I'm thinking, ooh, must be getting close. So again, people would say, where can I go detect that? I'd say, go north. I know that some was found right there in this area. So they'd go up there and detect. Well, one time, you guys know him, I'm sure everybody knows old Mike Pung. He came up in this area and he wanted to go detecting and asked me where he could go. So I told him, go north. So right here in this area, he found a few nice specimens. So now I'm thinking, man, must be getting really close to where this gold is coming from. And then of course somebody else came in and asked me where they could go detect that. And I told them, you know, try north. Mike found some right there, try a little bit further up north. Well, this guy, we call him Tommy, he come into camp and he showed me this nice specimen that he found. So he brought me up here where he found it at, and I found some nice stuff, and guess what? The gold rush was on. We found where it was coming from. That is right there on that hillside. So all that gold up there just worked its way down into this wash. Now, I always knew that that wash had decent gold in it, but never really followed it up, I guess, looking for the source of it. Figured, you know, all the old timers found it with all the mines around here, tailing piles and mine shafts and prospects all over the place. How the old timers missed it, that is a mystery. So we were finding some nuggets, and then, you know, once, of course, somebody starts to find gold, everybody else wants to know where you found it at too. And instead of being real secret about it, told a few other people about it, and well, they tore this place apart. So now everybody's coming up here to work in this wash in this hill. I know a lot of gold has come off of that hill. I pulled one piece out that had 18 grams in it. I'm not sure what everybody else pulled out, but I know there's been an awful lot of gold. I bet you been over a pound of gold that's come off of that hill. Several specimen, nice looking nuggets. But that's generally what always happened. You know, the old timers, if they found it in North Carolina, everybody packed up and moved to North Carolina when the word got out. They found it in South Carolina, everybody packed up, moved to South Carolina. They found it in, you know, wherever, California, they all packed up and moved to California. Where, you know, they always followed the gold rush. There was always a step with all the people finding the gold, and the people that was found at first, they did pretty good. And then once word got out, everybody else would kind of come in and help clean up. But the people that are out looking for the gold seem to always do the best. Some people's asked me why I let everybody know where the gold was at. Well, you join a club. That's what it's all about, finding some gold. So, hey, I don't care. Gold to me is just a commodity. I don't keep it. Buy, sell, trade gold all the time. Well, everything's in the truck now. So I'm all loaded up, and now I'm going to head back to the home front, and I'll pan this out, and we'll see if we got any gold. It's just a sample, that's all, just a sample. Probably could use a safety pan, but since I'm just sampling. I just want to see if there's any gold in that little area where I was at. Man, I thought that was a piece of gold. Holy mackerels, it is. Holy mackerels. There's a nice little picker right there. That may have been what I was picking up with the detector or that Falcon. Wow. See, there's some fines. Little picker. That's a nice little picker, though. It's a nice little picker. Cool. Break this down a little bit more here. There's a nice big piece. And fines. It's all gold. Wow. So see, that's worth going back for. That's worth going back for than that area right in there. Man, I'm gonna have to get back out there before anybody else sees this video, huh? And get some more of that material in that bank right there. Hey, that's pretty good. It was just above the area where maybe I shouldn't say that. Somebody else will go in there. Good thing I put those cameras up there, so I'll know who's up there next time. Maybe I should not have told them that I'm putting cameras up. I probably should not have said that, huh? Anyways, hey, I sure had a lot of fun. Found me some gold, so I want to appreciate you guys. Thank you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures. Please like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. You guys all have a fantastic day. Get out, get some gold. Till our paths cross again, you guys all take care, and hey, thanks for watching.